Welcome to Tool Tech Geek. Today I want to show you a way to adapt micro tools into any multi-tool or small multi-tools like a Swiss Army knife, but also like the ones that have pliers, such as a power pint, etc. So by micro tools I mean little like screwdrivers or drill bits or anything that's very small, so you can fit lots of them in a little tube, and it's very easy to store it or to carry it with you, basically adding so many more possibilities. And all of that, how can we attach it into one of the multi-tool implements? So I ordered some parts that I thought could work for this purpose, but I wasn't sure for sure. So this is me unboxing one of the components, which is these thumb screws, and you're gonna see why these are important. The other is a 3-jaw chuck. So I did a video before about the 3-jaw chuck and how it is useful to add very small implements. However, it has these set screws that require a little wrench to attach it and detach it. So that means it's not very portable, or basically you need to carry that wrench. However, I thought, what if we replace the set screws with these thumb screws? And I looked at what's the size, so it's a M3. So there's some M3, and I had to guess what length will work. And so I got a 5mm length, and here I'm putting it together with the chuck and see what it looks like. They are brass, and the chuck base is also made of brass, so it looks like they fit together. Almost, you could say, has a steampunk aesthetics, which is kind of cool. So here now I have my power pint. I'm gonna see if it fits in this very small flathead screwdriver. So the thumb screws, they grab it, and because that has flat sides, they basically can prevent a rotation, so it has a pretty good grip. And now if you rotate the chuck, it opens and closes the jaws. And the idea of using a chuck is you could have micro tools of different diameters, not just one diameter. So I think that opens so many possibilities. You could take some kind of hand tool, chop it off with your Dremel, and add it to your toolbox. And then, because it has thumb screws, it's easy to remove. Here I'm going to show you this in use. So I have a Gerber vise. I added this chuck. I'm adding a blade. This is one of the smallest blades you can get because it's from the Cricut machine. I'm going to use it to cut some polystyrene. So here, polystyrene is very useful for model making, because if you score it with the blade, it basically weakens the material, and then you can snap it off. And then it's very easy to solvent bond it to itself. So Adam Savage has some videos about how to build things super quick with polystyrene. So it's very ideal for model making. So there you have it. Now we can remove very quickly that cutting blade, and I'm gonna add a small drill bit. Now this is like a model of a Soyuz spacecraft made with like yogurt containers or whatnot, and I'm using now this combination as a pin vise which is used to drill things by hand. Works pretty well. Basically, these holes could represent the reaction control system in a spacecraft, if you are interested. And so that's the drilling capability. Then if you use a little file, you can shape the polystyrene, make some notches there. Also we can deburr the part, or we can take a circle and enlarge it into a more oval shape. Switching gears, I have a different multi-tool here. It is a very cheap one with, they don't have a brand name, but it's pretty good. Here I'm attaching the chuck, using those thumb screws, and I'm gonna use a very tiny screwdriver, and which I cut it from some screwdrivers that had a handle. I use a Dremel and I chop off the end of it. So this is a cell phone, and then I'm basically driving the tiny screws. Here's a bit of a close-up, and I'm gonna put it back together in the same tool. So all in all, what I like about this is you can have all sort of micro tools in a very small place, so which is good for storage or carrying it around. I don't like to have so many things that take space, and I don't use them very often. And so here you have it in a little tube with lots of tools. And then with this chuck it can fit all sorts of multi-tools, as long as they are compatible with the chuck. So the whole thing with the Gerber vise, it takes hardly any space, and that's with the PowerPoint. So as long as it fits in a 5mm circle and is not completely circular, so you can grab it. So if it's hexagonal or it has a bit of a flat shape, that's gonna work. And I'm gonna put links to the parts if you want to build one of these. Thank you for watching.